Awesome. Welcome back to another episode of It Is What It Is podcast. I'm your host, Cody Kelly. Look, I appreciate all of you, all three of my subscribers. Now, look, I appreciate just everyone for tuning in and watching this. Thank you so much. You guys make this possible and you encourage me to keep going. And with that said, your energy brought back two of my faves, Geronimo and Chinashadae. So I have them here. We're going to get into the new music. We're going to analyze everything. But if you want to keep seeing amazing content, you know what you have to do. You have to do two things. You have to follow me on Instagram at CVMK33 and on YouTube at CV space K, where all great content is seen, heard, and felt. With that being said, how are you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
Doing good.
Good. Look, I'm excited. Thank you so much for being back on the show. You know, I'm a fan favorite. When the music video dropped, I literally DM'd you, Geronimo. I was like, I hit him up on Instagram. I was like, this is fire. I was like, when can I get you back? So thank you so much for acquiescing. So we're going to play world premiere. We're going to play it in front of everybody. We're going to get everybody's vibes on this, see what everybody's feeling.
Yo, what's the word?
Bro, I know you're not back over there with her, bro. You know she bad for you, bro.
Nah.
She ain't no good, bro. Leave her, bro.
She say she just want to talk. Let me just holler at her real quick. I got you. Girl, you bad for me. Bad. 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 I told her to leave. Want to smoke, she ain't running no weed. Boys out of the crib, so they gotta get tea. I ain't trying to cover daddy for me. Shorty toxic with a capital T. Till it come to the whip, I'ma give it a D. Slappy tapping in the back of the G. Control all now, I'm finna delete. I need you to leave. Gotta get you out my mind. Love is a scheme. Tell me what you're hiding now. Something up your sleeve. When you're lying with a smile, I just can't believe. Now this ain't for me. Alright, I'm like, Shawty always wanna play this one. Baby, when I'm with my chick, please don't call my phone. Baby, don't call me. I'ma play it safe, gotta cut her off. Girl, you bad for me. Bad. 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 Gotta make you fast. Ooh, girl, you nasty. We don't be on dates, we in my bags. Dropped you off on National. Always rockin' 50, you a savage. Hood chick, you ratchet. Tryna put it on me while I'm driving. You gotta be a Leo, you be lying. You say that you love me, I don't buy it. But I can't let go, I'm undecided. You hot girl, you a stallion. You push, cause you tired, that's why I get mad. Girl, you bad for me. Bad. Girl, you bad for me. Bad. No, I can't. Girl, you bad for me. Bad. Girl, you bad for me. Bad.
Girl, you bad for me. Bad. So, what led to this creation? And then the apple. So the constant use of the apple. So kind of like that Adam and Eve, bad apple.
Don't know.
Right. What led to this song, man?
So honestly, I'm not want to shout out my boy 905 Kobe. Very talented rapper from Chicago. Literally like one of the coldest lyricists I've like met, especially at his age. I think he's like 24, 25. But he actually he brought this song about. It was actually a song that he had written and played it for me one day. Him and one of my other business partners named D-Nell. And they played it for me. And I just instantly was like, yo, like what, like this is cold. Like what y'all doing with this? And I asked, to do the feature with him. He was like, yeah, let's do it. And he got time to do the feature, and we just we couldn't catch each other on scheduling. And so I was so thirsty to do the song. I'm like, bro, what will it take for me to just take it? Like, let's just work something out. Let me just sing this joint. Like, this joint cold. Let me just go ahead and sing it. So actually, the guy that's when I first answered the phone in the beginning of the video, that's him on the other line. So he just kind of participated a little bit with me and helped out with everything. But that's the original songwriter for that song. So I did. Me and China both actually co-wrote on that as well. So we kind of like took some parts that because he's like a thorough rapper. So some stuff I just couldn't even keep up with. So I just had to let my specialty come in at some point. But just kind of took it and put my own little spin on some of the lyrics and like the delivery of it. But yeah, like that was really like a team effort. Like that Kobe was the reason that came together. I would say that.
Cool. I like it. So China. So when Geronimo Kennedy was like, look, I got this song, I want to get your feel for it. You co-wrote the song and you put your gift and your influence on it. What were your thoughts when you heard like bad, like the vision that you had in your mind and like your creative talent? Like, how did you want to approach this project?
When I heard it initially, I was in love with it. It had a nice dark feel to it, and that's what I like to play around with. So when he asked me to help write, I'm like, oh, let's do it and just go from there. So I went in there and we just started creating, and it came out magical. That's all.
I like it. So 905, so that you get this song and it's instant, for you. It just kind of clicks, right?
I mean, like within the first few lines, literally. Like as soon as he played it, all I heard was "Girl, you bad for me," and I was just like, "Oh." I heard the melody.
That melody.
I heard enough to know before we even got to the full hook. I heard enough to know, like, bro, I want to be on this song.
No, it's good. The hook, the song itself is addictive. I mean, it's like the chorus is there, the messaging is there. So who did the video shoot? So obviously, you have the song and you have this message, but the video tells the story, right? So what was the kind of like direction there?
So I'm actually I don't even know if people know this like publicly, but I really direct my own videos.
Oh wow.
So King Art was the videographer for this. So big shout out to him for bringing it to life the way I wanted it. But I knew just based off of how the song felt, the song like the production feels like Juice WRLD type music to me. So like it put me in the idea of something trippy. Because when I think of Juice WRLD, I think of trippy. I think of like intentionally crazy effects. Like it's supposed to be almost like animated.
Gotcha.
So that's already where my head was going. And then just I don't like having like very basic, just over on a date and it went bad and she's bad for it. Like I wanted something that was more like give them something to kind of think about. So it's like the idea of when you go back to the beginning of Bad for Me and you talking about a woman, it's like Eve. Eve got, Adam to bite the apple. This is how the world started with like, this like that's just the whole like premise of it. So it's like, okay, let's go all the way back to that, bring that into play, and like give people something to kind of to understand almost the fusion of Eve and the serpent coming together in a way.
Okay.
So yeah, it was like. I don't know. That was the first things that came in my head when I heard the song, even when it was Kobe's. So it was like, okay, this is for sure what I would want to do. And yeah, like I literally came up with the treatment, brought it to King Art, just kind of told him exactly like how I wanted it lined up from location to like everything. And he put it together for me. I mean, we didn't even shoot it in the same order, but he edited it perfectly in the order that we wanted it in.
Oh, wow. So when I hear the song, it's one of those songs that I wouldn't be shocked if a remix followed up, right? Like it's one of those songs like somebody could hear and say, this is fire. I want to add, 4 bars. So I want to put something here or there. So China, you talked about, it kind of had that dark twist that you knew you were all in, right? So how do you take this? Because you're in the music video, but it seems like there's a part that is like tailor designed for you. Like I was, what's that next move? That next follow-up song?
The next follow-up song for me?
Yeah.
Oh, he trying to start a beef.
Yes. Well, I was in it for the context initially because I just wanted to be all Michael Jackson Thriller type vibe. So I was excited just to play that role. But it's always fun just to like play a character, and I feel like I have a little bit of that in me. So it was kind of fun to like, play around with that.
I get it.
I gotta throw this in there though, right?
Throw it in it.
This is how you know that at this point we've been working long enough and well together. Now, believe it or not, China was not solidified for this video.
Oh yeah, I was not
until the day
to.
of the video.
Yeah.
So I had 2 other models who were supposed to help.
Right.
And it's all love, so I ain't gonna throw no names out there. But the one that I was really supposed to be working with, for whatever reason, had to cancel the morning of. And it definitely, like, it kind of put me in a bind. I ain't even say definitely. It kind of put me in a bind. But I always try to stay steps ahead. And I did talk to her, like, a month before it and was like, hey, just in case, are you cool doing another video with me? Just because I don't like trying to get people to do the same,
I guess
in another video again, and that first one, that's how we first met, was her doing a music video for me.
Right.
We agreed to do it. And literally like the morning of, we was getting that feeling like, she kind of responded slow. I don't know what's going on. And then I hit her, she like, she wasn't in a position to do it the morning of. So I'm like, all right, China, it's go time.
Like, let me get my bag together, my hair, my outfits, my makeup, and just get in there. But it was all good though. We a team, so I got his back.
Perfect. How do you deal, Geronimo? How do you deal with the disappointments? Like there, you get highs and lows. Like even in business, like there's times it's like, man, I'm on fire, I'm killing it, and then there's times it's like crap. Like when you had, I mean, literally because the strength of your relationship with China, she has that, you guys trust each other, so of course she went through with it. But that wasn't the original plan. You had somebody else lined up. And literally, it could have killed the whole project coming together because that's an integral part of it, right? Like without that, the song doesn't kind of make sense, right? So how do you take that for those artists out there, and they're trying to get something off the ground, and it seems like nothing is coming together, or just for people, period, when they're trying to do something great, and it's just the plan is not adding up the way it should. What keeps you going?
For me, it's a couple of different things. Like, I mean, I feel like you know me well enough.
Yeah,
I'm very self-driven, so I kind of roll with a sense of like, I don't really care who comes through for me as long as I come through for me. And with me coming through for me, I'm going to come through with 2 or 3 options in case one of them falls through, which is what I did in this situation. And I feel like in this business, any business, but definitely in entertainment, you have to be ready to be disappointed to avoid real disappointment, if that makes sense. Like if you're thinking that the videographer is going to show up on time, all the producers are going to be there every time you book something, all the models are going to be there 5 minutes early, like it never ever, and she can attest to this because I know it was an adjustment that she had to go through as well. Mm-hmm. It never ever works that way. Never. So if you are not prepared for, we're going to do this shoot, it's going to only take 3 hours, we'll be in and out, it's going to take 7. Just because y'all said it's going to take 3. So if you ain't prepared for that, then this is not the business for you to be in, or you need to start bracing yourself for that. So once I learned that, like years before me and her even started working, it already had me in a position where it's like, oh, if plan A doesn't work, it's cool because B and C and D are just as strong as A was. And I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna get my product done no matter what.
First of all, how long does a music video take to shoot? Because I don't know. Like, you just see them and it's like you got a 3-minute video, but how long does a 3-minute video take to shoot?
It truly depends.
Yeah.
So it depends on a number of things. You're looking at how many locations are you going to, for one. So we had 3 locations. My shoot took about 6 hours.
And then he had another scene a whole different day, like weeks
Right.
later.
So I came in and shot another scene a different day. But yeah, like I mean, you have some shoots that could be a 3-day shoot. Like when you start looking at like major label artists, they have shoots where like it's 3 days of production just for you to enjoy it for 4 minutes. Right, that's really how it goes. Because you got to think about 3 locations, right?
Right.
You really break it down, like if you go beyond what you're seeing on the camera. 3 different locations. You have to travel there. There probably was traffic. Everybody getting hungry after a couple hours. Y'all want to stop and get something to eat. You got to make sure that you got all your props ready to move to the next location.
Mm-hmm.
And this is after you had to book all these locations. And then you have to make sure like the cameraman got what he needs. They got to get the lighting set up in the second location. Then again, the third location. They have to get all these things handled just so that we have enough to edit together for 3 minutes with it looking very clean. Any one of those things are off, and you will be able to know that something wasn't right.
Woo.
There's a lot of work that goes into it.
Yes, it does. People think like this little 30-minute podcast is just 30 minutes that I upload. There's a whole lot because I got to edit stuff out and
it takes
fix stuff. And, you know, Lord have mercy. If they only knew the time spent editing is way longer.
It's literally all content is like that, though. Any content takes some sort of time. Even a studio session. The song, how long was the song? 3 minutes long?
3 minutes, yeah.
The studio session wasn't 3 minutes long. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going in there and just running right through the song and exiting. Like you have to edit, you got to get it mixed. You have to get the, and especially when you're using other writers, you have to get the delivery right before you can even move on to, okay, you got to record this one part. Okay, I'm gonna record this again. Oh, okay, now I get what I was going for. Okay, let's redo that. That hook could have taken like an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like it just varies. There's so many factors just for somebody to enjoy 3 minutes of content. Altogether, you looking at probably, I'd say about 10 hours that went into this song between the recording, mixing, mastering.
His ass.
Jeez. 10 hours.
And the actual video shoot. Really, no. You know what? 12. Honestly, now that I just thought about it, because we did have
For 3
minutes.
But so we talk about the grind,
about the quality of my content. That's
true. You got to be honest. So we talk about that grind and the process. So you guys make a lot of sacrifices. Like Geronimo, you shared me. Both of you were recently out in LA, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the constant going back and forth. You're here, and it's like it becomes a second home, and then you got to do something here. Like. How do you stay disciplined? And I'll start with you, China. Like, I think when everybody is first starting out, they're like, yeah, man, I love to travel. Yeah, let's, But after about that first, couple months, it's like, hey, I just want to go home. Like, how do you take, or I should say, how do you manage the fact that for you really to build the vision that you have for yourself and the career that you have for yourself, the sacrifices are so imminent?
Traveling for me, first of all, me traveling with him started business. Because when I used to travel, I used to just always go for fun, just to play, relax, hang out with my friends. So when I started getting into music and traveling for that, I just really had to remember the end goal was, and spending a lot of time and money in it, just remembering that, like, I want to get somewhere. So if I want to do that, I have to get here and focus and sacrifice what I need to do just to get to where I want to be. So that's what I had to learn. So it's just really remembering what the end goal is and just trying to get there.
I got it. Have you ever had like a low moment, like, man, I don't know if this is worth it?
Yeah, being down there and just being in front of different people and just, second guessing yourself kind of made me think, is this right or is it not? But it's just a matter of getting more comfortable with yourself and what your goal is. So that was a good thing for me.
So Geronimo, LA for you. So you managed, you went out there, you didn't run into Suge Knight, you stayed safe, you know, how, you know, we talk about building that thing, because I see you working hard, man. You know, I follow you, you know, we stay in contact, and I see you building this thing, man. But like a lot of us, you know, it's just human nature. Sometimes you just hit a wall. Well, for whatever reason, like late last year, I hit a creative wall. Like I didn't want to do another episode. I didn't want to interview another person. I didn't want to send another email, and I surely did not want to just edit. You know, like I got to a point I was just like, man, I'm burnt out. I don't know what else to give. And then like a week later, like I found inspiration. You know, like I can do this. You know, because like it just switched my focus of what, you know, I kind of valued, you know, but I had to kind of restructure. You know, I kind of stopped doing the live thing. Well, I'm at that part out, but I stopped doing, you know, the normal routine. And, you know, I really started to focus on quality over quantity. Like, even if I have to reduce the number of episodes, when I put out something, I just want a pure fire. Talk to us about sometimes, even though this is the vision and the plan, sometimes you have to make a pivot, right? Talk to us about those pivot moments.
Well, in this business, there can be a lot of like pivot moments. And for me, I mean, I go through some of the same things. I go through the creative wall, but it's like you have to first remind yourself, like, what is the goal? Is this something temporary that you just kind of wanted for a minute because it sounded cool? Or is this really what you picture yourself doing? Like, is this really how you want to be identified? Like, I told her, like, just growing up, I remember it being a point where I don't even know if y'all knew this, but I didn't even like the name Geronimo. Like, you know, that's part of my legal name.
Right.
Nobody even knew that. And when I started really doing this music thing and taking it really serious, like now I'm at a point where people don't know my real first name, which is
I do.
Yeah, you know, I do. But like there are so many people that like will come to the studio, they don't even know who Willie is. They only know Geronimo Approved. Right. But it's like once I got serious about it, it became a thing where this is who I identify as. This is who I am now. Sure. And there is no real I'm taking a break. I might take a little vacation, take a few days off now. I did have to learn that. That was a struggle point for me because I have a really bad issue with like if I stop working right now, somebody else gonna beat me. So I gotta stay working. And my friends have told me like, nah, bro, if you die and burn out, then you really won't have to, you know, worry about doing no more work. So I'm like, all right, let me slow down. But yeah, it's just like keeping your mind on the goal. Like, you know, that's if this is what you plan to be your legacy, you got to really do this. So if you need to take a moment, take your week, whatever it is to recover, do that, bounce back, figure out the game plan, figure out how you can revamp, figure out how you can rebrand, but you just cannot stop. So that's just my mentality.
I like it. Okay. So you dropped the new single, right? So tell us the full vision for the project. I like the song. Bad for me, you know. I think this is like right on time for the summer. You know, I think this summer people will start kind of being normal again and kind of gathering, right? With the vaccine and everything out. But obviously, you know, this is just one part, right, of the album. So talk to us about the full scope of the project.
So the project, it will be called Energy.
Okay.
The project is just about done. I got a couple of mixes I got to finish up, but it is just about done. The whole reasoning behind the title was really just like every time I've shown my music to people over the past few years, I mean, I get really good compliments, and usually it's more so about the energy that they feel I bring to a song, whether it's through like the vocal delivery, the cadences, the harmonies, whatever. And that's like one consistent word I always hear. It's like, man, bro, it's just the energy that you're giving in this track. All right, so we're gonna roll with that then. I'm gonna just give y'all a project full of energy. So that's what I decided to go with. It's a nice mix of you got a couple slow joints on there. I'm really not big on slow songs. But I got a couple slow joints. But then I love my pop music. So I got some pop music on there. And now like stuff like Bad For Me, I got a couple more of the trappier feels on there. But yeah, just really wanted to bring really dominant energy. So that's all across the board. So if I want a sad song, if you ain't crying, I must have missed the mark somewhere. If it's a happy song, if your jaws ain't hurting from smiling too hard, I must have missed the mark. So that's like I go for bringing that energy every time.
I like it. China, what's on the horizon? So we saw the last video, even though it aired like 2 days after the podcast that we did, but I appreciate it. But no, it was fire. We know, you and Geronimo, you have this collab team that is really creating interest out there and people are taking notice. What's on the horizon for you?
So I don't know if you know, but my project has already dropped. It dropped March 3rd last month. So it's available everywhere: Apple, Tidal, Spotify, you name it, YouTube. It's 8 tracks. It's called No Love Lost. It's a pop vibe, R&B vibe. It's something for everybody on there. Some you could dance to. And I'll definitely have a lot of more visuals for you guys soon.
Okay. Looking forward to it, because I remember the last visual was Leave Me Alone, correct?
Yep. And that's
Yep. So I remember that one. Looking forward to the new release of videos. Any song that the audience that you like, they would like this right now.
Yeah, it'll be Cruise for sure.
Cruise by Chinashadae. We're gonna play this. Let us know how you feel.
Learn from mistakes in the past, baby. No, I'm nothing like your last, baby. Nothing like your last, no. Slow it down, can't move too fast, baby. Don't wanna move too fast, no. Cause in that lane they crash, let's just cruise. Cruise. Slow it down, can't move too fast, let's just cruise. Cause in that lane they crash, let's just cruise. I let you know you caught my eye. Is it worth it? I don't wanna waste my time. I ain't in a rush to make you mine. They say the real thing is hard to find. Baby, let's not do too much. If I let you in, that's just your luck. You're lost in the sauce and you can't get enough. We ain't got love if we ain't got trust. Just got my boy, it ain't that tough. Play it right there, we might just touch like learn from mistakes in the past, baby. Yeah, I'm flexing on your last, baby. Nothing like your last, no. Slow it down, can't move too fast, baby. Don't wanna move too fast, no. Cause in that lane they crash, let's just cruise. Slow it down, can't move too fast, let's just cruise. Cause in that lane they crash, let's just cruise. We don't need a label, no, we don't need rules. If anybody asks, we just tell them we cool. Keeping it 100, never play for a fool. Promise to never from my move. Ooh, I can let this one slide. I just wanna feed your mind. I know you've been hurt a few times, but you're hard and you got too much pride. Every time you meet a girl, you just press rewind. I just wanna feel your vibe. I think I'm gonna make you mine. Learn from mistakes in the past, baby. No, I'm nothing like your last, baby. Nothing like your last, no. Slow it down, can't move too fast, baby. Don't wanna move too fast, no. Cause in that lane they crash, let's just cruise. Slow it down, can't move too fast, let's just cruise. Cause in that lane they crash, let's just cruise.
Island vibe to it, you know.
I see. I was like, okay. I see the little African vibes, and I'm like, I'm sitting. I'm like, I hear it. I hear it. I know. I was like, oh my gosh. Look, when are y'all coming out? Digital concert. I get it right now because of COVID. We can't mass assemble, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. But there are digital concerts. You can have an Eventbrite. When are we going to see a digital concert from Geronimo in China?
That's something to look into.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, I think we honestly have been so like in the groove of creating and trying to make sure we get the content out that I do feel like once my project is out and we both have a body of work to present, I think at that point it'd be time to look into, let's see how we can, get some performances rolling. Because I mean, we got like instrumentalists with us. You know what I'm saying? We got a team of people who can really put it together well. So there's definitely gonna be something in the works for sure. I just been like really trying to get, because people been in my head about getting this body of work out, and I just ain't trying to get beat up. So I'm just like, you know what? Let me get this workout first.
You got angry fans out there,
and then we gonna keep it moving from there.
Look, I'm looking forward to it. When it drops, you know me. Like I said, I support, get supported. And if you want to keep supporting, you know what you got to do. You got to subscribe and like that little plug-in at YouTube at CB_K and on Instagram at CBMK33. Pauses work. That's how you get through an interview. I learned to think it out. I want to appreciate my guests. They have been amazing. Y'all connect with these two, because when they blow up, and blowing up they shall, sliding in DMs won't work. Asking for favors won't work. When they get their Grammys and they performing and they get, it's just too late. This is where you support and say, hey, I dig you too. So, guys, Geronimo, where can they connect with you, man? Where can they get everything when a new content drops? Where can they support you?
I mean, as long as you have a cellular device, a computer, anything, if you can get online, you can find me. Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. I'm still, I ain't really caught the TikTok wave just yet, but there's an account on there. But yeah, streaming services, any streaming service, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, any mainstream streaming service, you'll be able to find any of my content there. Instagram would definitely be the best way to follow, like what I got going on, what's coming up. Also, just like even the space we're in right now. This is the new studio space that I just opened up with a business partner. So we really working out of here now. So you will find out more information about that online. Of course, I still engineer, songwrite, everything for multiple people. So yeah, like everything that you need to know to keep up with me, you can find it on Instagram and like my Facebook page. But you can find the music anywhere.
Yeah, Instagram, you'll be able to see a link in my bio that tells you where you can find me everywhere. So my Instagram is Chinashadae, and there's a link in the bio, tells you everything you need to know.
Oh yeah, I ain't say Geronimo _.
I was wondering what he was gonna say, and I was like, he gonna mention it. Y'all connect with Geronimo Approved, Chinashadae. They are amazing.
We're in each other's bios too, so yeah.
Connect. Once you follow them, you'll see the link. You'll connect, subscribe, download, stream. The cool thing about supporting somebody is free. A follow doesn't cost you anything. A view on YouTube doesn't cost you anything, and the artist gets supported that way. Y'all, it's been real. I appreciate my guests. I appreciate my audience. Until next time, guys. Hey, what's up, everybody? You like what you saw? Were you entertained? Were you informed? We want to keep seeing amazing content. Subscribe at the link below. YouTube, CB_K. You connect where all podcasts are streaming. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor. Connect with me. I want to connect with you. Let's enjoy the ride.